Iridaki, what did mommy say? You're making noise in the background. Can you go towards the kitchen with that? Okay. Okay. Bye. Oh, we're gonna try and do this. Hello lovely people, welcome to the video. My name is Athena. I am a brand new writer working on her first book whilst simultaneously homeschooling my two girls and being with them 24/7. It is a fun project to say the least. So, very quick recap. It is the 2nd of December. It is officially the second month in the Pawrico 2024 challenge. Multiple challenges have popped up this year, as we all know. I decided to go with the Pathfinders Writing Collective because it offered the choice of picking your own path, writing anywhere from November, December, January. You could only choose November, you could only do November, December, you could do December, January, you could, you know, the combos are endless. So you could also do outlining, prepping, outlining, editing, revising, rewriting, writing, drafting. Anything your project requires, this challenge allows you to do it. So my personal goal was prepping in November and writing in December and January. Today's the 2nd of December, as I said, meaning today should have been my second day of writing. I did not get started yesterday. I will explain why as I update on the last week of November. But today's officially the first day I start writing, so that's gonna be fun because looking at a blank document again is giving me all the jitters, Anyway, I don't know if you can hear the girls in the background, but that's gonna be kind of a thing, so yay. Now, I had set up all of my scene cards. In the previous video, I kind of spoke about how I set them all up on little scene cards like these, all kind of separated in like natural occurring breaks and categories and whatnot. The entire book kind of separates naturally into 3 parts, not exactly on the Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 structure, but very close to that. So what I have decided to do is kind of break it up into 3 parts and work on each part. So I now have set up my board. Let me show you. This board has been set up and unset, and then I've put all of them up, edited all the outlining, everything. Just for you to understand now, this is what I'm looking at right now. The first part. This is what I'm going to be rewriting first. I was interrupted, but let's continue. So as I was saying, my writing is going to start from the first part that I have up on the board. I went ahead and kind of separated everything. I took it part by part and I edited my outline. And what I mean by my outline is I have a Milanote board with each and every scene fully outlined, and fully outlined in just like the way I thought of it in my head. I kind of do bullet points of what I want in each outline. Bear in mind, this outline occurred after each draft. So after the first draft, I created the first original outlines, it's like set of outlines, and then after the second draft, I have now polished my outlines. So I do have a pretty extensive batch of like scene outlines. Like it's pretty interesting. However, with all that being said, Act 1, I did shift away around a lot of scenes. I changed them. There's gonna be a lot of like full-on new writing as well as rewriting for Act 1, which I knew that was gonna happen from the moment I started writing Act 2 in the draft. So that was a given. So a lot of rewriting, a lot of moving around, and I know that. And that kind of shifted a few things in Act 2, which I changed, added a few scenes here and there. Act 2 didn't need too much work. It's pretty set. It's just more of a, I need to give it more oomph, more life, really. Act 3, on the other hand, I didn't do much prep work for. Why? Because a lot of the things that are going to be written in Act 1 and Act 2 are going to then impact Act 3, and it's going to kind of flow into Act 3. I do have a base, and I do have outlines, and I do know the basic things I want to happen in Act 3. I have written a lot of them, but there are things that need to be kind of added and bulked up and really give it its life, basically, that depend on my actually writing the rest of it. Also, a lot of world building when it comes to Act 2 and Act 3 will be done as I'm writing, because I realize the way at least the way I think, the way I function, the way I write is very heavily Like, I need to be writing and be in the world itself to comprehend world building. And the difference I think with this round now with draft 3 is that I want to intentionally, basically, I want to be very intentional about this, in that as I come across the things that I have already planned, and as the world building starts popping up and starts being like needed, certain parts are needed, that's when I plan out my world building. It's not a matter of this time, because the draft 2, there was a lot of, oh, I'll get back to that in draft 3, you know, so I just kind of kept going. It was all about writing and getting those words in. Draft 3 is more about, okay, I've hit this chapter where I need a specific part of world building to be done and sorted before I really get into it. I will stop the drafting and work on the world building and then do the draft. So it's kind of going to be drafting, rewriting, outlining, world building, kind of slowly working through each chapter and really getting like each chapter into like the place I want it to be. I don't know if I'm making sense. My children are talking in the background and I feel like, yeah. I was getting really overwhelmed over the past few days as the 1st of December was kind of, you know, the deadline was looming, and kind of decided to give myself a day off. The 1st of December I just kind of was like, I took a step back. I was a bit more calm the last couple days of November in how I was outlining and working on my outline. I didn't drive myself crazy because I realized I was stressing myself quite a bit. I was really, you know, so thought, no, you're not going to drive yourself crazy. This is supposed to be a happy project. It's supposed to be something that brings you joy, something that's, you know, good, not bad. So that is what I did. And it is why we are here on the 2nd of December about to start writing the first words again. I don't, you know, despite the fact that I already have a second full, like 124,000 word draft of this story, starting again and knowing that my starting phrase is completely different, by the way, it's still terrifying. Like looking at a blank document, because again, so quick little thing on why I decided to rewrite. I am going to be rewriting the whole thing completely, word for word. I had thought I was going to edit through and kind of use the base, but seeing how many things I'm changing in Act 1, seeing how many things I'm going to kind of add and how I want to spruce it up and kind of give it more life, I realized the base is going to help me. Like I will have my draft open next to me as I'm writing and work from that as I'm writing, but I need to rewrite, because the idea of trying to figure out where in the original wording I need to change things and shift things and add things causes me more stress than like, oh look, I have a base to work on. You know, it's not helping me. Don't know if I'm weird. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah. So we are completely rewriting. I am starting not from scratch, because as I said, everything is pretty much set out. It's just a matter of rewriting all the scenes and adding more oomph to them. You probably like, what on earth is oomph? We will find that out together. So yeah, so pretty much the next video will be official like writing vlog stuff. Like we're gonna start on the typey. Oh, I started a video. Because my keyboard, have I shown you my keyboard? You will see a lot of it in the next videos, but just for fun, for anyone who's stayed this far in the video. This is my keyboard. It is a Yunzi, I believe X71, if I'm not mistaken, like an ice keyboard. It's like see-through, and it has like the different little, like when you tap, does that. It's really fun. It's really fun. I bought it. My initial idea had been I was going to buy this for myself as a reward for writing draft 2, for finishing draft 2. And then I realized I didn't need a reward to write draft 2. I needed something to motivate me to keep writing and finish it. So I bought the keyboard and I finished that. This time round, what do you guys think I decided to buy so that I can motivate myself to get into draft 3 and really, I bought a desk chair. I didn't want to buy a big, like bulky desk chair, but my husband was like, you need a comfortable chair. This is not working. The one you have is just not working. So I don't know. We shall see. I'm feeling a bit weird about it, but I'm also hoping it's going to be super comfortable and that will actually help me write. We'll see. Anywho, that is all. I feel like I didn't make sense. I think the crux of it is I'm ready to start drafting. I'm ready to start writing draft 3. We are doing a full rewrite and a lot has changed, and I'm technically aiming at 120,000 words because that's how much it is without like proper descriptions, and you know, and I'm kind of like, I was tempted to set a 100,000 word goal for myself and try and get it down, but I don't want to put that pressure on myself for draft 3 I want draft 3 to be like the focus to be on me adding everything I need to add, and like descriptions and, you know, all the stories and everything, like really giving it life. And then I can kind of sit down and go through it again. And I think that's when I'm gonna also decide on the point of view, because that's another thing. I think I might do a separate video and to kind of talk about that separately, because it will take forever. I am still contemplating the single point of view versus dual point of view. Currently it is a dual point of view. That's what we're gonna keep going as for now, but we will see. We will see. Lots of things happening. We are jumping into a December writing challenge. Lots of things are different this year. So I'll see you in the next one.